Welcome to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest update across South Sudan and beyond. In today's news update, we bring you two important stories from South Sudan. Our first story comes from Torit County, where an elderly woman was reportedly shot and killed while returning from her garden. Community leaders are calling for justice and urging young people not to respond with revenge. Our second story will focus on a political message from General Stephen Buay, the leader of the South Sudan People Movement. In his message marking South Sudan 15 Independence Day anniversary, General Buay strongly criticized the current political situation and argued that the hope many South Sudanese at independence have still not been fulfilled. Well, these are serious stories involving loss of life, insecurity, politics, and the future of South Sudan. Before we proceed, if you are new to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest update, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Let's begin with elderly woman shot dead in Torit County. A community in Torit County is mourning after an elderly woman was reportedly shot and killed while working in her garden. The incident happened on Friday in Loli village located in Iyala Payam of Torit County. The woman was identified by local community members as Aida Ibalu Oile, although another community elder reportedly gave her name as Aida Ibalu Ole. According to local account, Aida had gone to her garden, and an ordinary activity that many families across South Sudan depend on for survival. Well, for many rural families, the garden is more than a place to grow crop. It is the source of food for children and other family members. Women often spend many hours working on the land, sometimes far from their home. But on this day, Aida reportedly did not return home alive. Community leaders said she was preparing to leave the garden with her sister, Maria, when they encountered an army man. According to the account given by local community, a leader of Busuk Michael, the man stopped the two women and then opened fire. She was reportedly killed at the scene. The gunman then fled. The sound of gunfire quickly attracted the attention of young people in the surrounding area. Local youth reportedly rushed toward these scenes and began searching for the person believed to have carried out the attack. According to community leader, the youth followed footprints that they believe belonged to the suspect. The truck reportedly led toward the outskirts of Ogurun village. During the search, more gunshots were reportedly heard or fired in that area. The young people eventually stopped the search and returned after they were unable to find the suspect. Community leaders then contacted the authorities. Their message was clear. They wanted the case handled through the law. They did not want the killing of one person to become the beginning of another round of revenge. This is an important point. In communities affected by long-running tension, one killing can sometimes lead to another. A family may seek revenge. Another family may then respond. Before long and crime involved, one individual can become a wider conflict involving entire communities. Community leader of Busuk Michael said this was exactly what they want to prevent. He called for the person responsible for the killing to be identified, arrested, investigated, and taken before the law. According to the community leader, the people want peace, not revenge. That message deserved attention. Justice and revenge are not the same thing. Justice requires an investigation. It requires evidence. It requires the authorities to identify the responsible person and allow the legal process to take its course. Revenge, on the other hand, can target innocent people who had nothing to do with the original crime. During the search for the suspected attackers, local youth reportedly encountered two women from Lolinya village. The women were briefly stopped and questioned. However, community leader intervened and the two women were safely handed over to members of their clan. The intervention may have helped prevent the situation from becoming more dangerous. The two women had not been proven responsible for the killing. Punishing people simply because they come from another village or community would only create more suffering. This is why the role of elder, chief, women, religious leader, and other respected community figure is also important during moment of tension. When anger is high, one decision can either calm a situation or make it worse. Community members are now asking the authority to investigate the killing. One elder, Otelmo, condemned the attack and expressed concern about repeated violence between neighboring communities. He also said that at the time he spoke, law enforcement officer had reportedly not yet arrived in the village to investigate. The elder said community leaders continue to advise young people not to take the law into their own hand. This is one of the biggest challenges following violence incident. When people believe that the authorities are slow to respond, some may lose confidence in the justice system. Anger can grow, remorse can spread. People may begin accusing entire communities before an investigation has even taken place. That is why a quick and professional investigation is important. Before we move on to our second top story, if you are new here to Changfied YouTube channel, I would like you to aid the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Here is our second top story. General Stephen Buay criticized South Sudan's political direction. General Stephen Buay, the leader of the South Sudan People Movement, has issued a strong critical message about the state of South Sudan. Its statement came as the country marked 15 years since independence. South Sudan became an independent country on July 9, 2011. For millions of South Sudanese, that day was historic. After a decade of war and suffering, people celebrated the creation of a new nation. There was hope, there was excitement, there was dream about what the future could bring. Many people believe independence would open a new chapter. They hope for peace, development, they hope for schools, they hope for hospitals, road, clean water, electricity, employment, and strong institution. Most importantly, many hope that future generation will not experience the same war that previous generation had endured. But 15 years after independence, the debate about the country direction remains intense. In Buay statement, in his Independence Day message, General Stephen Buay said the promise and expectation connected to independence are not being fulfilled. It is important to make clear that General Buay is an opposition leader and the statement discussed in this report are his political view and allegations. The government may strongly disagree with description of the country. General Buay began his message by remembering the long struggle that eventually led to South Sudan's independence. The history of South Sudan cannot be understood without remembering the sacrifice made by generations of people. The struggle lasted for decades. Many people lost their life, families were separated, communities were displaced, children grew up in refugee camps. Many people left the country and live in neighboring nations or other parts of the world. The signing of the Comprehensive Peace Agreement in 2005 created a path toward the referendum. In January 2011, South Sudanese voted overwhelmingly for independence. Then on July 9, 2011, the Republic of South Sudan officially became an independent country. The celebrations were enormous. People raised the new national flag, songs were sung, families celebrated. The moment represented the achievement of a dream that generation had fought for. General Buay said independence was expected to bring freedom, dignity, prosperity, political stability, economic growth, and social development. However, he argued that many of those hopes remain unfulfilled. General Buay criticism of the government. In his statement, General Buay accused the country political system of becoming increasingly authoritarian. He used strong language describing the current system as a dictatorship. Again, this is his political characterization of the government. He also accused the system of being affected by corruption, tribalism, political intimidation, marginalization, and the persecution of people who disagree with those in power. These are serious accusations. The government and its supporters may reject them or present a different explanation of the country problem, but General Buay argued that the political failure after independence contribute to the conflict that began in December 2013, only about 2 years after the country became independent. That conflict caused enormous suffering. Many people were killed, millions were displaced inside and outside the country. Communities were divided, the economy was damaged, and trust between political leaders became deeply weakened. Peace agreements were signed, but implementation has remained difficult. The 2018 July peace agreement created another opportunity to end the conflict and move the country toward a more stable political future. However, South Sudan continued to face political disagreement, insecurity, economic hardship, and questions about the transition. 15 years after independence, one question remains important. Has independence delivered the life that ordinary citizens expected? There's no single answer. South Sudan is an independent country, and that independence itself remains a historic achievement. The country has its own flag, it has its own government, it has international recognition, it's represented in international institutions. These achievements matter, but political independence and the daily living condition of citizens are two different questions. A country can be independent while its people still face poverty. A country can have a national flag while villages still lack a school. A country can have government institutions while hospitals struggle with limited resources. A country can produce oil while ordinary families continue to face economic hardship. This is at the center of General Buay's argument. He said the people expected independence to improve their daily life. General Buay pointed to the lack of basic service in many parts of the country. He mentioned roads, school, hospital, clean water, and electricity. These are not luxury services. They are basic part of modern life. A road can determine whether a farmer can take food to a market. A road can determine whether a pregnant woman reach a hospital in time. A school can determine whether a child learn to read and write. Clean water can prevent disease. Electricity can support hospitals, school, businesses, and communication. When these services are missing, development becomes much more difficult. South Sudan has faced enormous development challenges since independence. Year of war destroyed infrastructure. The country began independent with limited road and public services. Conflict after independence created further damage. Flooding has affected large areas. Economic problems have weakened government institutions. Political instability has also made long-term development more difficult. General Buay argued that government failure and the misuse of public resources have made this problem worse. Well, if you are new here to Changfied YouTube channel, I would like you to channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Let's meet on the next video.